name is Brenda, the newbie crocheter, and we have a tutorial today on the wattle stitch. The wattle stitch is a stitch that I came across in a book, and I wanted to share with you guys. It has become another favorite of mine. You guys know the Crochet stitch is my favorite stitch of all times. In fact, I have a tutorial in my channel if you're interested in it. The wattle stitch is very similar. I like it because it's got good coverage, it's got a beautiful pattern, and it's light enough where I can use it for baby blankets and sets, which is what I like to do. So I may show you a blanket that I just finished recently using the wattle stitch. Beautiful. I love the stitch pattern. It is a little bit different than the Crochet stitch, but also, like I said, it's got great coverage without being overly heavy, too much yarn, which is what I like for babies. I live in Florida, so I don't want anything that's very heavy on the babies. I want something that is light but warm. So, and I think this fits the bill, and that's why I wanted to share with you guys. So for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. For those of you who are coming back, thank you for hanging out with me again and being part of my channel and your support. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Any feedback that you can give me will be great. As I always say, constructive feedback is best, so that I can continue to improve on my tutorials and what it is that you would like to see, or how you would like to see it. And if you're interested and want to check out my Instagram channel, I did put a picture of the entire set, which is a beanie and the blanket. It has a ruffle on the bottom, but if you want to check it out, the whole thing, you can go ahead and check out my Instagram channel, which is the same name as my YouTube channel, Brenda the Newbie Crocheter. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started on the wattle stitch. The wattle stitch is very similar to the Crochet stitch, which is my all-time favorite stitch for baby blankets and sets. I came across this stitch in a book, and I figured I'd share it with you guys so that you guys can also enjoy it. We're going to do a base chain of multiples of 5 plus 1 for your base chain. So let's get started with a slip knot. I'll try to stay on camera as best as possible, and I do recommend that you probably stitch a little bit on the loose side, only because we do have to work in a chain stitch, and sometimes, like for me, I'm a very tight crocheter, and if I do that with this particular stitch pattern, it makes it difficult to get into that chain stitch later on, and I'll show you guys. So let's go ahead and do 15. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 1, 16. Okay, we're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, because this one does not count, 1, 2, and on the third we're going to do a single crochet. We're going to do a chain, and then you're going to do a double crochet in that same stitch. Okay, then you're going to skip 2 stitches, and on the next one you're going to do the very same thing, a single crochet, a chain, and a double crochet. And that's really all it is. We're going to skip again 1, 2, and on the next stitch we're going to do a single, a chain, and a double. Once again, we're going to skip, and in here we're going to do a single, 1 chain, and a double, all in that same stitch. Then we're going to skip, and in the last stitch we're going to do a single crochet and a chain, and we're going to turn our work. Okay, let me see if I can show you guys really close here. Hold on. So I'll bring it up to make sure you can see. We're going to skip one stitch, skips 2 stitches, and in that third stitch, which is actually the chain stitch from when we were working in the prior row, we're going to go in, we're going to do a single crochet, we're going to do chain. This is the reason why I said do a loose chain and do a double crochet, because we have to go back in there on the following row, so you want to make it easy for you to get in. Skip, skip, and on that chain stitch again we're going to do another single crochet, a chain, and a double crochet. Make sure I'm staying on camera here, guys, I'm sorry. Skip, skip, again on that chain we're going to go in and do a single crochet, a chain, and a double crochet in that same stitch. Okay, skip, skip, and here we're going to do a single crochet, a chain, and a double crochet. In the end you're going to skip, and in here, which you can barely make it out, but it's in here, in the next rows you'll be able to see it a little bit better. And the first one's a little tricky, but in this little space back here you're going to basically, you're going to skip one stitch, and then you're going to do a single crochet and chain one, and then you're going to turn your work. And that's really the way the stitch works, and you're going to continue to do the very same thing across the board. Let's do a couple more rows. Skip, skip, and in that chain stitch we're going to do a single, a chain, and a double. Skip, skip, in this space right here we're going to do a single. I have to remind myself to do it loose, otherwise it gives me a hard time, and a double crochet. Skip, skip, single, a chain, and a double crochet. Skip, skip, and here we're going to do another single crochet, a chain, and a double crochet. And the last one we're just going to skip, and in here we're going to do the single and chain. You can start seeing it a little bit. We're going to turn your work, and we're going to do the very same thing. Skip, skip, and in that chain from the prior row we're going to do a single, a chain, and a double. Skip, skip, and do a single, a chain, and a double. Skip, skip, a single, whoops, a chain, and a double. Skip, skip, a single, a chain, and a double. Skip, and in here we're going to do your single crochet and chain. Starting to see it taking shape, starting to square off a bit, and that's all you do. It's a one row repeat. It's skip, skip, single, chain, double, skip, skip, single, chain, double, skip, skip, single, chain, double. That's really all you do. So let's do a few more rows so you can get a good idea. Skip, skip, and that's me tight crocheting. So you can barely get my hook in there. Single, chain, and double, skip, skip, single, chain, and double, skip, skip, single, a chain, and double, the same stitch, skip, skip, single, chain, and double, skip, and that corner stitch is where you put your single and your chain. Then we're going to turn our work and continue doing the same thing. Skip, skip, single, chain, and double, skip, skip, single, chain, and double, skip, skip, single, chain, and double. If you want to keep track of the little sets that you're doing, just so that you don't shortchange any row and start shrinking it or expanding it, you can do that. Skip, skip. I've done the stitch already a couple times, the stitch pattern, so I'm kind of already used to how it looks and where the end is. Skip, and in this very last stitch here in the corner, single crochet, chain one, and you're ready for your next row. That's all it is, and look how beautiful it's starting to shape up. It is a beautiful stitch. It's a little bit slightly different than the suzette stitch, but it's very similar. Once again, it's very it covers well for blankets, yet it's not heavy, it's not bulky, and it's perfect for babies, in my opinion. Let's do a couple more rows and then we will close it out. Skip, skip, and that chain space from the, not chain space, but that chain stitch from the prior row, we're going to do a single, chain, and a double, skip, skip, single, chain, and a double, skip, skip, single, chain, and a double, skip, skip, single, chain, and a double, skip, and this very last stitch, so we're going to do a single and a chain, turn our work, and continue. Skip, skip, and this chain space here, we chain stitch, we're going to do a single, chain, and double, skip, skip, single, chain, and double, skip, skip, single, chain, and double, skip, skip, and here we're going to do a single, chain, and double, skip, and in this corner stitch we're going to do a single crochet, and that's our sample. I usually, what I do is that I'll do a chain 1 and close out my project with single crochets basically across the top to kind of seal the edge. You can choose to do that, you don't have to. That's just me because I kind of like giving it a nice clean edge. It's up to you. It's a little tight stitch here. See, I'm a very tight crocheter, and when doing this I have to keep reminding myself to loosen up a little, Brenda, because it makes it that much harder to get your hook in there. And this last stitch here is a little tight, of course, me and my tight stitches. And there is this is your what is called the wattle stitch. Very pretty, very simple. Let me show you the other side. Let me get this out of here. The same, beautiful. So, you know, I'm a very tight crocheter, and when I try to crochet loose, it's sometimes, you know, it doesn't shape the project just as perfect. I have to kind of sometimes block it a little bit. But let me cut this off. You guys have a better idea so I can move it around. Excuse me, guys. And this is it. This is the wattle stitch. So super simple. It's chain 5, multiples of 5 plus 1. On the third chain from the hook, you're gonna start with your single crochet, chain, double crochet, skip 2, and then just continue until you reach the end. And the last stitch, instead of doing your single, chain, double, you're just going to do one single, and then you're going to chain and turn your work and continue. And it comes out beautifully, like I showed you my sample, my big sample. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you've never seen this set stitch and you're not familiar with it, go ahead and check out my videos. I have a tutorial for that as well. It's really popular. I also have the Brent stitch, which is a stitch that I created, and it's very beautiful. I love it. It's a little bit on the bulkier side, so I don't use it that often for baby blankets, but it is a gorgeous stitch if you're interested in that as well. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. As I always say, have a blessed day wherever you are in the world, and until next time, from the Yarny Cave, peace. Love you guys. Bye.